Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Sunday, January 22nd, 2000 and what are we in? 2017, I think. Yeah, it sounds about right. Anyway, what's up? Look at me. Here we are, live with First Period. Been a while. It definitely has been a while. Glad to be back at it, at the very least. So, it's been, like I said, it has definitely been a while, about 6 months. For those of you new to the show, First Period is basically this is where I came from. This is what I do. We're going to sit and hang out and talk about Smite, all the cool stuff that's been going on. I like to touch on other esports usually, but with Smite Season 4 and all the crazy stuff, I don't think it's an all Smite show today. Let's put it that way. Thank you very much, Pixies. I appreciate the love so much. Remember when First Period had Cret? I don't. First Period never had Cret. Banzeus had Cret. Really had Cret. Etc., etc., etc. But anyway, this is my jam. My computer broke down in like July of last year, and I just didn't it wasn't getting fixed. So now we're all good. Computer's working. Obviously, we can stream. My phone's making noise. That's silly. But in any event, we are definitely live. And thank you very much for the sub love. Still Chewy, making it happen, keeping the dream alive. Like I said, we're going to be chatting a little bit. Relegations will continue today. So pre-relegations, if you will. It's the open bracket tournament. Thank you so much, Action Rocks. Yes, by the way, just so we can get it over with, it is my birthday. So, thank you, friends. What an excellent day to bring it back on. So that's pretty dope. Remember when the entire Smite scene used to turn up for First Period? I do, and hopefully we can get that back. I've been away for a long time, so I don't know if everybody realizes that we're back. But I got my computer working. We're here. I'm very excited. We've got some stuff to talk about today, and that's what we'll get into. Feels birthday man all the way. Shout out to everybody in chat. I see Dardes, I see Hazer, I see Alexi. Yeah, I saw you Get Fisher. You were playing. Fails is here as well. We got all the EU folks. We're the NA folks. They're the ones. Well, actually, they're probably getting ready for their open bracket. Like I said, they have the what's it called? So we saw pre-relegations happen yesterday, and that was basically relegations will be going on in a little bit. But in order to get ready for that, we have to see who the hell is going to actually compete. So the bottom 3 teams this time around will be relegated out, and we're going to see who's going to work that out as well. Worlds happened. That was pretty sweet. We'll talk a little bit about Worlds and how that went down. Shouts to Walrus out there in chat. That's my NA guy. We'll talk a little bit about Worlds and all of the fun stuff that happened there. Anybody know who won Worlds? I think I missed it. And then, of course, Season 4 esports. We've got the spring split coming up, and then the whole year is going to be there. And we'll be able to really take a look at how that is going to go and all that fun stuff. So, is there a public bracket for today's matches? They are probably still making it. So, because people are like either still signing up or whatnot, I don't really know. But the admins do tweet it out, so you are going to be able to check out the bracket. With that in mind, I mean, all these teams nobody knows what the team names are. Unless you're cool like Variety. I really liked Variety's team name. That was pretty sweet. Variety's new team is Variety's new team's name. So I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan. Check-ins aren't done, says Walrus. Walrus has a new team of his own. So we'll see that one come out. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening this year. So let's rewind a little bit. Am I going to be casting any of the games today? I'll be casting the middle set. Yesterday I did 2 sets. Today I'll do 1. It'll work out. So Worlds. Worlds was really fun. Worlds is always fun. If you weren't able to make Worlds, you should probably do so. Amper9 asks, will I save the stream? Absolutely. I mean, I don't delete my VODs in general, but you can check it out on YouTube as well. I think I have it right up there. youtube.com/f.ny. I put all my First Period videos up there, so you can check that out as well. Zashu showed up yesterday. That was pretty fun. but so Worlds. Worlds was pretty dope. If you weren't able to come to Worlds, well, you try to make it next time. And if you weren't able to watch Worlds, what the hell were you doing? Worlds is excellent. Smite World Championship at HRX now. Hi-Res Expo. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. Yes, I was sick at Worlds, which kind of sucks. Still a little sick, but, we're moving on. Worlds was crazy event. A lot of interesting things happened at Worlds. Forget the parties. That's always fun. But let's talk about the actual games. The games are really fun. The games were definitely a lot of fun. Eager did not make it to finals, which I think disappointed a lot of people, myself included. Not because I'm a Zapman fanboy, but because I think Eager will get to finals in a little bit. But it started out pretty interesting. I got to do the intro, which is always fun. Rain Day was host. So Rain Day was up on the stage like, "Hello, I am Rain Day. This is going to be an excellent experience," right? And then I did the introducing your teams, the defending, like I was the WWE guy, which is always cool. And then I got the cast matches. I still had a voice, but I got sick before Worlds, which was really upsetting. If I had gotten sick at Worlds, it'd kind of just be my bad. Like, "Oh, you suck. You didn't take care of yourself. You partied too hard." And it would have been like, well, serves you right. But I went to the doctor so day one I had a voice, but it wasn't 100%, and I knew it. So I tried to take care of it, and then day two I did not have a voice. They called me Batman. So that sucked. I went right to my doctor, and she was like, "Yeah, you got sick like the end of December, the beginning of January." And I was like, "Oh, that's no fun. That's no fun." So, oh well. Oh well. In any event, we were able to push on. I have a really cool team of commentary friends, and we had Yuzi step up. Tiger, shout outs to Tiger. She cast some extra games as well. Everybody really stepped up and kind of filled my role. I was able to do like post-game interviews, but nothing really intense like that, which kind of, I look forward to Worlds so much every year. I was pretty upset. I was pretty depressed about it. But that's the sad stuff. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Energy is your champion. If you didn't know that, you're under a rock. Energy won again. They completed the repeat, so they were able to make 2 years in a row your world championship. That was really cool to see them. They're just dominant, man. They are. So here's the deal. I think they're the best Smite team out there. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And not everybody just plays plain old Smite. Some teams are a little bit more creative. I think when you look at Team Dignitas, although they obviously didn't succeed, SunTouch was on the desk, they're a little creative. They like to play different things, try out different strategies. They don't just play the meta. Eager, I think, are your poster children for that. So when it comes down to it, that's why I was like, that's why I was rooting for Eager in the semifinals against Obey, because Eager doesn't play traditional Smite. Elawira, my love, 6 months in a row. Thank you very much for the love. Eager doesn't play traditional Smite. They are interesting. They are creative. And they're going to pull out weird stuff, weird picks, etc. 10 months, hot damn. And I think that if you play the regular old Smite game, you're just not going to win against Energy. They just play a better Smite game than you. So you got to get creative. You got to do it differently. You got to play it a little bit interestingly. And so when it comes down to it, I wish Eager made finals. Obey put up an interesting little fight, I guess. I mean, they won one, right? Good for them. That's all they were getting. They were only going to win one. They weren't going to win any more. Like, that's that. I think Eager, whether or not they would have won, I think we definitely would have had a longer series. But in any event, we'll see what happens. I remember talking to DJ afterwards, and he was like, look, I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing. So I think Eager's still up in the air. We'll see how that works out. Teams for North America are still, doing their thing. Still doing their thing. Hazer was the reason Obey lost finals. I don't know about that. But, we'll see. LG was pretty good. It was fun to watch Barracuda play. They looked a lot better than they have recently. Season 3 was not LG's season. Season 1 obviously was, sort of. I mean, not LG, but you know what I mean. That iteration of the team, Jeff and Barracuda and MLC and friends, they won Season 1. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was not their season. Not going to happen. Oh, well. Do I think LG will pick up MLC? Absolutely not. But so, I mean, LG played well. They played up, I think. We had our first international win, which was pretty sweet. First international win ever, meaning not NA or EU. We had Latin America take a game off of ALG, the wild card, a team that looked really strong in Super Regionals. I mean, they looked really dope. That's awesome. Gatnord, you're stupid. That's why, quote-unquote, average LG almost beat Energy and almost beat finals. Almost. They were close. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend. They didn't. Oh, well. And for what it's worth, average was my assessment of the team at the beginning of the season. Things change. Sort of, I guess. For some people. LG played above average at Worlds, but not good enough to actually win. So when it comes to Lich, the Latin American team that actually beat ALG, I got an itchy shoulder. They played with a substitute mid lane. And he was the star of the show. He was the star of the show. Their star player is supposed to be the Hunter. And he played all right. Like, he did his role. And kudos to him for not trying to step up into the spotlight and be the guy all the time. That's not how you're going to win. You know what I mean? So it was really fun to watch him just sort of sit back and let the solo Thanatos and the mid lane do their thing. Lich won with a set strategy and plan, which was really exciting. They didn't just like okie doke cheese. They didn't just invade and win at minute 1. God, I'm nasally today. I'm all stuffed up. But they picked the composition, they had something in their head, and they executed. Essentially, they had a Ra in the mid lane, long range damage, ultimate, and they had a Ram as a hunter, long range damage with the ultimate. So the idea was Ra would pick a target, like team fight happens, right? Before the team fight happens, the two teams are like, how are we going to fight? And before the engagement happens, Ra just picks a target, usually a tanky target, because that's where executes make their money. Ults it right down the middle. Ram's already in the air, and Thanatos is secretly in the air, like on the side. Ra and Ram just pile into the support. He gets below the execute threshold for Thanatos, and then Thanatos lands, kills it. It's a 5-on-4. Bam! Done. Almost every single match. Almost every single team fight, I mean. It was fantastic. They had a plan, and they executed. Well done. Well done. Really cool to see that stuff happen. Lich, because of that, won. It was interesting. They lost to Gold Fury because they didn't zone correctly. And then they learned their lesson and corrected it the next Fire Giant attempt. It was excellent. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. That was Worlds. I mean, that was pretty much Worlds. We saw some cool matches, but the highlights were Latin America beat ALG. That's dope. Energy won. Eager didn't perform as well as I thought they would. I thought if Eager made it to the finals, they would have definitely at least given Energy a run for the money. So, We'll see how that works. I too, Vulpixies, I can't wait to see LATAM next Worlds because all these teams are just going to continue to improve. I'm really excited. It's going to be fun as hell. Thoughts on Maniac's return? We'll see. So basically, I have a little bit to talk about. I'm going to end the show probably in, what time is it? 10:24. We'll probably end in about an hour. And so I'll run through some of the stuff. We're going to talk Season 4, relegations, and then just going to open it up to Q&A. So I'll probably chat for another like 20 minutes, and then everybody in chat can just pitch their questions, whatever you want, and we'll be able to talk back and forth like that. So save your questions for a little bit. Season 4 esports, as we're getting into Season 4, we'll talk about the patch and how Smite has changed in a moment, but let's break down Season 4 esports. If you guys don't know, the information was revealed a while ago on esports.smitegame.com. That's the website. Where is it? Pro League, Season 4 general overview and spring details. I'll go ahead and link it in chat. But basically, we're going to have 3 splits. Spring, summer, and fall. We'll get into the details about summer and fall when that comes closer. But basically, the spring split is going to be 6 weeks. Everybody plays each other once. It's going to start the 16th of February. So everybody gets to do their Valentine's Day thing with their bae. And then they got to go ahead and be in the SPL. Mega Assassin I am. I think you're dumb and I will time you out. But so, it's going to be fun. Top 2 go to LAN. Bottom 6 go to LAN. But it's a gauntlet LAN. If you guys remember how the gauntlet works, the bottom seed plays the second bottom seed, and whoever wins continues on and plays the third bottom seed. Whoever wins plays the fourth bottom seed, etc., etc., etc. And you go up this ladder. That'll be a LAN as well. LAN. So we'll have the spring finals or whatnot on LAN. And then we'll have the gauntlet, which is always fun. And then, of course, you've got to set the table. Relegations will set the table. And we'll see all of these teams come together. The bottom 3 teams are getting relegated, like I said before, if you guys didn't catch that. Not the bottom 2 like we've always done. It's going to be the bottom 3 that have to defend their spot against the incoming talent. So basically, if you didn't make it to Super Regionals, rip. You got to defend your SPL spot. That SPL spot will be determined from these next couple of weeks. Basically, we have relegations, and it all starts with an open bracket. Anybody and everybody can show up, sign up. You just show up the day of, and you're able to play. Europe was yesterday. North America's on Sunday. And it all starts, we broadcast at 1. You're going to want to be involved a lot earlier than that. Why did you guys ruin the game in Season 4? I didn't. And I think the game is great. But, like I said, we'll talk about that later. Well, actually pretty soon because I'm coming down to it. European relegation open bracket was yesterday. We saw Variety's new team take the number 1 spot. So that's Variety in the solo lane. Cuvo Fred in the jungle. Zero's mid, Trix tank, support, and Arkle in the hunter spot. Now, if you haven't been like super nerding out about the SPL, the Arkle selection might surprise you. Like if you don't watch every game and really like dissect these players, the Arkle might surprise you a little bit. But when it comes down to it, Arkle is like, I don't want to say he's a top tier hunter just yet. I want to see him in an environment that's conducive to winning first. Arkle played on bad teams. We've never really seen Arkle on a good team. But when you watch him play on his bad teams, you see these flashes of greatness. He's able to 1v1 almost anybody. He's not afraid of it, which is important. And he can also win those fights, which is pretty cool. Replace Arkle with Shaggy Shank? So, when it comes down to it, Arkle, mechanically, I think, can hang with the best of them. Now, we'll see how it works in the future. And I do have my reservations about this squad. Games start at 1 o'clock today, Inferno. And I do have my reservations about this squad. I am cautious. Cautiously optimistic is how I'll say it. I am cautiously optimistic about Variety's new team, which the name I love. Because I don't think they have a leader. Trixtank can sort of step up and do that, but he's not the guy. He's not Lobster, right? He's not the guy that's going to lead this team to victory. He's not Ataraxia, for all of his faults, is a great leader. You need a leader on a team. Zeros is not a leader. Now, he coached Energy, but that just because you're the coach doesn't mean you're the leader. Zeros isn't a leader. I don't think Variety's a leader. Arkle is not a leader. So that will be my one reservation about that squad. We'll see how well they do when they start losing. If they lose, right? We'll see how well they do in the face of adversity. We'll see how well they can learn and adapt. If people are able to figure out what they do and beat them, we'll see how they change things up. Because that, I think, will be the speed bump for that squad. I don't know any of the teams playing today. Open bracket. LOL. What specifically do I mean by leader, Variety? Just somebody that can like wrangle you guys when the going gets tough. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe, because I don't know you that well, speaking to Variety specifically. I don't know Variety that well. But I know that Cuvo, Zeros, Trix, and Arkle probably don't have that, like, they don't have that leadership capability where the going gets tough and you're going to be able to whip things into shape. You're going to be able to control the team and the environment. Variety might be able to do that. You might be able to do that. And I think that'll be a testament to, you know, that'll be like the task at hand to see if you could do that. I think this is one of the better teams on paper. It's definitely one of the stronger teams on paper. Just raw mechanical skill and strategy and smite playing. But we'll see what happens outside the lines. So I'm very excited for them, though. I think that they're easily going to make it through relegations. We'll see if they beat the SPL teams that they have to defend against. And I think that they will. We'll see how that works. Variety's too young to lead. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think age doesn't necessarily come into factor when you're talking about leadership outside of experience gained. Now, if you're 7, you just don't have that many years to actually have experience. But a 15-year-old that's been through the ringer certainly can, theoretically, have the experience to lead. Variety's been in the league for years. Theoretically, he has the experience to lead. Zashu speaking. Zashu's a little... Shouts to Zashu. Zashu, the big Steefy Beefy. You guys played yesterday. North America goes today. Like I said, I don't have any of the teams that are coming out, but we'll certainly... That's what makes Open Bracket very exciting, is that nobody really knows until it happens. How old is Variety? I don't know. Let's take a look at the esports site. Or Variety's in chat. He could just tell us. I think he's like 21. How old are you, Variety? Zashu is not banned. We actually confirmed that yesterday. Mr. Harry Cummings is 19 years old. Not 21. He's 19 years old. There you go. There you go. You know, so DreamHack Austin, I probably won't be going to, unfortunately. I don't know if I'll be going to DreamHack Austin. I am a big Carmelo Anthony fan. Hence the jersey. In any event, it is rather interesting. Rosters are up in the air. Teams are coming and going. This is what we have so far. Why the ballpoint pen yesterday? I don't know. They're messing around. Frenzy got kicked from Obey. Obviously, Variety isn't on that team anymore. Shaggy Shank has retired from Smite. Okay. So he's not going to be there. MLC is off ALG and said that he's going to take at least a split off, which is probably the right decision. MLC Stealth is a great player. A lot of people agree so. I don't think anybody's going to come here and say MLC is bad. I don't think anybody's going to show up and say MLC Stealth doesn't know how to play mid. But one of the stories behind the scenes for a long time, and now is a little bit more public than it once was the fact that MLC Stealth's attitude can be a little bit difficult to deal with in a competitive environment. This is something that people have known behind the scenes for a while now. He can be passive aggressive. He can deflect blame, especially, when the going gets tough. Now, to his credit, according to him, he says he shelves that attitude during actual games, and it's just during practice and outside stuff. But, that's the culture of the team. That's important. So, when it comes down to it, MLC has sort of played on all of the teams that are out there. And all of them have experienced this negative side of him. And nobody's happy. So I think it's hard for him to find a team right now. And with that, he, like I said, credit to him, took the mature way and said, look, I got an issue. I have a certain way of doing things, and it's not conducive to winning. Why am I not going to DreamHack Austin? I got to work. So I have to change things, said MLC Stealth. And he's going to take a little bit of time off to work on his personal stuff. And that's the right move. And when he comes back, we'll see if that attitude changes, if teams will accept that, and we'll see how it works. Stealth is fantastic at the game with Thorio. He's great. But competitive, anything. Team, anything. Gaming, sports, work environment. You have to be part of the squad. You got to work like that. Oh, well. Xenotronics is off LG. No longer going to be with them. It's probably a good move. Xenotronics is pretty average, in my opinion. I think he had moments where he kind of stepped up for a moment. But at the end of the day, he's an average mid laner. I think that he did what he needed to do. LG fell short at Worlds, and in an effort to improve, they're looking for a new mid laner. They have their pick of the litter. LG is one of the perennial teams in North America right now. So there's that. I think it'll be a good look to see whoever they wind up with mid. Yeah, Izanami mid game 5. I have no idea. No, Xenotronics. So it's actually funny. I think Xeno is kind of the opposite of MLC. Xeno's not terrible, so he's not exactly the opposite. But Xenotronics is an average mid laner. I don't think he's above average. I think he could be a lot better. But he has an attitude that is super good. He's always trying to learn. He's always trying to improve. And that alone impresses me. I really like that. But it takes more than a good attitude to win. And so LG want to win now, not later. So Xeno had to go. They have not announced their new mid laner. We'll see how that works out. And then my other 3 notes are Variety, Cuvo, Fred, and Tricks. But they're obviously on a team. Will Incon be mid for LG? Eesh. Hope not. Baskin mid. I have heard that Baskin does want to play mid. We'll see how that works out. Is there any above average mid laner in NA? Now, that's a good question. That is a good question. Definitely a good question. I have no idea who would actually wind up with that LG squad. Is there rumors about Shadowq quitting Smite? It could be interesting. Shadowq's been lukewarm for a long time. What are the chances of Barrett, Incod, and Jeff on a team together? I think Barrett and Jeff are. I don't think Incod's good enough to play on a team with Barrett and Jeff. Harwin's a good mid. Harwin's definitely a good mid. So, I'm going to go grab a drink. And while I do that, get your questions ready. Q&A is coming up. Get your questions ready. Here's what I do. If you guys don't know what I do here. Basically, I read every single one of you guys in chat. There's 600 viewers here. I'm going to read every single question in chat, even the stupid ones. Now, you might not like the answer I give you, and you might get banned if you're that stupid. But I entertain every single one. And chat goes way down, and I get way behind. And I make my way to the bottom, and when I get there, show's over. So usually it takes like 45 plus minutes, which is why I'm starting it so soon. We have so many people in chat. Thank you for showing up. So get your questions ready. I'll be right back in just a little bit. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a moment. Is this the right button? I really hope this is the right button. It is. Hurrah. We'll be right back. I also took the time to blow my nose because I was a little nasally, to put it lightly. Herwin, thank you for the happy birthday. So that's where I'm at. 10:41. Herwin says happy birthday. So I'm going to start reading chat. And we're going to go all the way down. I'm going to be behind by tons of minutes. It's going to be hilarious. We'll see how it works out. What's my opinion on Get Fisher? I think he's average to slightly above average when it comes to playing the game of Smite. He is basically, we see this every year. Get Fisher plays in the spring. He does okay at best. Has some great plays and great moments. And has some terrible plays and terrible moments. And then doesn't succeed. And then we don't see him till next year. He's usually one of those guys that people that are making a team that sort of, oh, crap, we need somebody to fill shit. Okay, let's call up Get Fisher. So he's, I don't think he's terrible at Smite. I don't think he's a top tier player. And I don't think he's a good dude. I don't like him personally. But in general, that's kind of separate from his Smite play for the most part. Who are the available mid laners for teams that need mid laners? Honestly, like, I don't want to talk rosters at all just yet, because he's like, rosters are so up in the air. It's intense. It's so everything is changing. It's too early to really say, like, oh, these are the people available, because you never know what's happening behind the scenes. So Nick is playing with Dark Doodoo. He is. Herwin jungle, Andy mid. I don't know about that. Andy mid makes sense. I don't know if Hurry can jungle, actually. What's my opinion on Captain Boss? I don't know. Oh, was that Boss? He played all right. What are my thoughts on the Challenger Cup? A lot of its players and others think it should be promoted to intrigue more players to compete. What are my thoughts? Okay. I mean, the Challenger Cup, sure. Yes, obviously I wish more people would sign up and play in the Challenger Cup. That's excellent. But there, to what extent should it be promoted? It's on the website. It gets tweeted out. It gets hosted on Hi-Res TV. What more do you think the Challenger Cup should get? And how would you execute? Because at the end of the day, resource allocation, obviously, more deserves to go in the way of Pro League. And I personally have done a lot of work to get the Challenger Cup a little bit more fanfare. We've invited the guys that run the Challenger Cup to write articles. I am that caster guy, Ace. We've invited the guys that run the Challenger Cup to write articles about it and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, what do you want for the Challenger Cup? A LAN every week? Sorry, dudes. You want a Worlds? Sorry, dudes. You want a Challenger Cup at DreamHack? Sorry, dudes. But yes, I think the Challenger Cup could probably be a little bit more visible, but there's a limit. Resource allocation. Pros got to be first. What's my opinion on VNT? Variety's new team? I talked a little bit about it before. On paper, they're very, very good. I think they're going to be a strong team. But I'm curious. I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to see how they work in the face of adversity. Did I ever release the console announcer packs on Twitter? I did. Any spicy rumors? I don't have any. Xeno greater than Incon in skill? Yes. But Incon greater than everyone in hype? Don't care. That's irrelevant. Can I talk about 4.1? From a cynical point of view, they've added cooldown to everything, nerfed hell into the ground. What do I think about the changes? Well, healing in general got changed. Hell's good at out-of-combat healing. Now, I mean, Hell's not good, period. But Hell's good at out-of-combat healing, which is not fun. Nobody likes the siege and then, oh shit, it didn't work out. Let's retreat and then heal. Rod does it all the time. Not fun. So, I think the whole burst heal probably needed to go. I don't know. I love the idea that she has a targeted heal now. I think that's pretty sweet. But she's probably not as strong as she should be. Thoughts on the Hercules and Hell change? I don't like the Hercules change personally. I really enjoyed old mitigate wounds, but I think it's I don't know. Man, when it comes to game changes, I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in when it comes to that stuff. I commentate on how people play the game, not the game itself for the most part, right? So, I don't know. I like things. I don't like things. But when it comes down to it, I mean, I'm not that guy necessarily. So, at the end of the day, I think it's better for Hell to be different. Is it perfect now? Probably not. But nothing is perfect in your first get-go, right? Doesn't Hell having a targeted heal just make her Afro? No. Nobody in Smite has a targeted heal. A skill shot heal does not exist in Smite, which it certainly should have. Am I ready to see Eonic Snoopy dueling today? I am, Doomslice. I think it'll be very exciting. If Snoopy's playing Hunter again, which is what I've heard, good for him. I know that he wanted to play other positions, but sorry, dude. You're a great Hunter. Can I drop some bars? Probably not right now. What's good? Chilling, man. What's good? Who do I think is the best suited to filling the empty spots in the Obey roster? So you're looking for a support and a solo lane? Shit, I don't know. Maniac's out there looking for a team. Now he's probably rusty, But I think Obey's a team that you join to learn. Worst God and Smite? Who is the worst God and Smite? Probably Hell. What's my opinion on Venenu's new roster? I don't know it, Meth Addict. What's Venenu's new roster? What's my opinion on Feels Hokeman? I don't know. Thanks for the host mask. What do I think of DM's view of the patch? I haven't spoken to DM about it. I know that he's unhappy, but outside of that, I don't know. I don't know his in depth. Who am I most excited for? I want to see what happens to Eager. Will Knicks make something remarkable happen this season? Conference semifinals. I don't know about that. Semifinals is probably pushed, but I do think we'll see postseason. Thank you, Sith Kitty. Appreciate it. Thank you, Juggernunk, for the happy birthday. Mr. Terrible says, where do you think Homie Effie will end up this season? From a mechanical perspective, he's my favorite NA jungle. I don't know, but I hope that Homie Effie lands on a team that he can perform on. He's very, very, very good. He's one of the best junglers in the world. So I want to see him on a team that he can, like, perform on. Do I think Matty Pocket will return? No. Do I think that Fails is an idiot? He was an idiot when he changed his name to Jungler. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't know who Jimmy is, Lace. Thank you. Happy birthday. Who will be the top support gods coming into Season 4? We'll see. I mean, like, we'll see. Season 4, first of all, isn't off the PTS yet. We got to see how the pros really develop it. What are the free agent NA mids? There's, like I said, there's people that might be on team behind the scenes. After today, when we see who plays in the open bracket, I think we'll be able to really take a look. Thoughts on Enemy going to Season 4? Right. Thank you for the new sub. Enemy going into Season 4 is interesting. I think they can improve. We'll see if it actually works. Am I still rap battling Mask? No, he did not want to rap battle me. But I beat him in theory. What do I think about the 4.1 PTS changes to healing? Do I think Hell will be viable for competitive play? I don't think Hell will be viable for competitive play yet. The healing changes are... I mean, healing kind of sucks in Smite. It's so annoying. It's very annoying. So... Have I seen... I have not... Oh, I've heard rumors about Venenu. Kiki's back in solo lane. Venenu's playing Hunter. I forget the rest of the roster. But I'm excited that Kiki's back in solo. That's his original position. I'm very excited. I'm looking to try and get a job at Hi-Rez, but in England, I live close to the Brighton studio. I've never been there. Pointers to be a part of the Hi-Rez brand. Work hard and submit a resume? I don't really know, to be honest with you. So, I'm going to blow my nose again real quick. One sec. I'm really hoping for a reprieve here. A lot of times my nose will just come in and out because I'm like at the end of being sick. So I'm really hoping that it just clears up. That'd be pretty sweet. Like anytime now. How much prep time goes into one game on the commentator side? Well, when it comes to open bracket, there's not really much prep you can do. So minimal for right now. But when it comes to the regular season, essentially what happens is we have a meeting during the week. And we say, okay, what happened last week? What do we think is going to happen this week? What's the most exciting match? This, that, and a third. And then I get my schedule and I say, okay, I have this matchup. And then as a chair one or as a host guy, play-by-play, I generally, I'll have a couple of stats that I want to bring to the task, that I want to bring to the table. If Zapman gets 5 more kills, he'll be the #1 hunter as far as kills are concerned in North America. If Andister doesn't die. He'll have the best KDA today, right? Stuff like that. And you're able to sort of bring that up. And then you sit with your co-commentator and sort of discuss where you want to go and what you want to look at and stuff like that. So it's not hours and hours and hours, but it's not a 5-minute meeting either. Somewhere in between. What's my favorite soda? Coca-Cola. Where's a good place to start learning Conquest? Watch streams. Watching streams is a big deal. That's how I learned Smite. That's how a lot of people learn Smite. And then, of course, just jump into casuals. Do I think Walrus could be a top SPL solo laner? Absolutely. Thank you for the happy birthdays. What team impressed you the most? Yesterday in the European. I mean, I guess Variety's new team, right? They're the one that won. Smite pet peeves. Bakasura and when people steal my speed buff. My favorite Season 4 change is rituals. I love the idea of a very expensive one-time use item that's used strategically. I think the reveal ritual is excellent. I love it. I also really like the oracles, the little guys by the Gold Fury that give vision. I think those are excellent. Do I think any teams will try to pick up Xenotronics to fill a spot? I do. I think Xenotronics, like I said, is he's an average mid laner that can sometimes really turn up in some games. He definitely has a spot on an SPL team. It's just not a super top team. With the new DreamHack dates announced in NA, is Hi-Rez looking at working? I do not know. I'm very far away from those conversations. Is there any news on the Xbox open bracket? I'm not sure. I don't have any news on that just yet. Last I saw, Cooper said almost there. Who do I think would be a good replacement for Trix and Cuvo in Bipolar Method? That's the old Orbit squad. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I could not even... That team has been together for so long, it's hard for me to fathom different players on it. So, who wants to lane with Funball? And who wants to jungle for Lobster? I'd love to see Half Devil step up. I know we played on a team on relegations, but... Jungle at 30 seconds, why? I mean, I didn't design it, so I can't tell you why they think, like, the definitive answer. But for me, I think that they made the jungle spawn at 30 seconds because that discourages, like, minute one invades, which can sort of determine the outcome of the game before it starts, I guess. I don't know if the new coach for Energy is announced. I don't know who it is. Who do I think it's going to be? Maybe they just bring Youngbay back. I don't know. Do I think Enemy in Pain will make a notable return into the focus of attention? I think it's possible. It depends on how the rest of the NA goes as far as their rosters are concerned. I think that Enemy is a good team that severely underperformed exactly when they needed to perform. I think Enemy was a lot better than they showed people when it came time to win at Super Regionals, etc. So, are we going to do another Hi-Rez versus pros? I'd be down. That's always fun. I mean, we get shit on because the pros are obviously better, but when is Russian... I don't know who that is. Best game at Worlds? Lich versus ALG. Absolutely. Any thoughts on Weekend's friend? I mean... I don't know who Mindy Rocks is, but Weekend did that with the solo lane. Cope Baby was just Weekend's boy, so maybe that'll happen. The new Soda PTS just bad and boring. Can't understand it. I think it's interesting. What's my opinion on it? I don't hate it. I want to see how players develop it. What do I think is the reason for Variety leaving Obey? I think that the Variety thought he was better than the team. And I don't think that that's incorrect or a bad attitude to have. Sometimes you outgrow your home. Sometimes you just outgrow it. And I think that Variety was the absolute most improved player of 2016. No secret that I gave him a lot of shit 2015, 2014. I thought he was bad at best. And in 2016, he completely turned around. He became one of the best players in the league. Obey is not one of the best teams in the league. So I think Variety just said, hey, I can do better. And he bounced. And I have no beef with that. I think a lot of people are going to sit here and be like, oh, he should have stuck with the team. That's not what a team player does. Oh, he should have given them another chance. Loyalty, etc. And I agree with loyalty to a certain extent. I don't like roster changes all the time. But he played with them for a full year. He grew. The team grew. I think the team reached a ceiling and he realized that. And so I don't mind him moving on. I think a lot of people will mind that, but I have no beef with that. Who am I most looking forward to today in the relegations? I don't know the rosters. That's what I'm just excited to see people show up. I am ready to see Yannick Snoopy. Do I love you, Nicaro? I don't really know you. Sorry, dude. Where's Sam Shrew? Middle school gym class. What do you think about basket midding for LG? I know that basket wants to play mid. That'd be pretty sweet. I think that would definitely help out. Who do I hope will innovate at the pro level in season 4? Divios? Will we see more Bagasur in season 4? I think we will. Do I trust the process? Sam Hickey's crazy. Why did the big SB get banned? Stevie Beefy got banned for harassment in regular games. Booty or chest? Combo. What do I think is going to be the top roster at EU and NA? We don't even know the league. We got to see how it happens. Any news on the enemy roster? No. What are my NFL picks today? I don't follow the NFL. No fun league. Which potential new SPL player excites me the most? Can I say Arkle? That counts, right? That counts, right? Thoughts on season 4 changes? That's a big conversation. I like some. I dislike some. What teams do I expect to make it through relegations? I think Variety's new team will make it through. I don't have the teams in front of me, but Sticky Cheese got a bad stick yesterday, which kind of sucks. Opinion on the level of the Challenger Cup scene. I mean, they're Challenger Cup players. They're not as good as SPL players, but they're better than most people you know. What is the position with the least depth? Probably Hunter. Since Zincon has decided to switch from support to mid, he has been practicing mid for 9 months. He said he'd like to play support, so he does it. Got a lot of experience with it, but nobody has really experienced his mid on a competitive level. What do you think the potential he has to surprise people? He won't get the LG spot. He's just not. It's not going to happen. Do I think they will change locations for the LANs to change things up a bit? No idea. I have a feeling that HRX will generally always be in Atlanta. Any plans on restricting starter items rather than nerfing them? Don't know what you mean by that. Chance of seeing Incon in season 4? Low. I don't know when the PTS patch comes out. I'm excited to see the console players come to PC. I think that console, when it first came out, the level of competition was very low. I think the console has gotten better in general, and some of the top tier players are probably good enough to be on an SPL roster. Chapo, Clow, I think they can do it. I think it's very exciting. Armada or Mango? Mango. Who do I think will replace MLC on ALG? Do not know. Maybe Incon. LOL. Do I think Weekend Whiff Thor ults were a major contributing factor in the game that ALG lost to LATAM? Of course. How do I feel about the upcoming SCL split? Seeing a lot of new changes with teams and a lot of potential. I'm excited. The SCL is... I always love watching the SCL because those players have so much drive. They're really exciting to watch. Did I see Allied Cosplay Weekend Soar? No, I didn't. What do you think the meta is going to be focused on in Season 4? Tanky bids and damage supports? We will see. It's way too early to answer questions about Season 4 teams, I think. What is after Drop Top? Raindrop. What do I think about Chaos and his allegiance to Pain? I think he belongs on a better team. I think Pain is conducive to a good team. Pain is on Weekend. Weekend's a great player. Mechanically, not the best. His decision-making is very strong. And people that are on the outside looking in don't understand the value that he brings to a team all the time. I think that people don't give him credit for being as strong as he is and as influential as he is on a team. I think that when it comes down to it, Weekend is a lot better than people think because they don't see behind the scenes. Excuse me. What Weekend brings to a team doesn't always make it on camera, if you will. It's not always on the highlight reel. But when Weekend fails on the Thor, it's pretty terrible. I am that caster guy. Who do I think ALG will pick up? No idea. What player in NA do I think could break out and greatly improve this season? Walrus. I'm looking at Walrus 100%. I think Walrus could be the next variety. Thank you, Captain Trips, for the happy birthday. Ohio's employee skin's a possibility? I doubt it. Do I think any SCL players can make the SPL and succeed? Yes, I think Choppa will succeed. I hope he will. I think he will. I would love to see the Combine come back. I don't know if they're planning on it. I hope they do. Have I been playing Chalk on PTS? I think I played it once. Why the Fatalis change? Because they wanted, I think I heard AJ say something about this. He wanted Fatalis to not be a troll item on characters that don't need it. I think that's what the change was for. Do I prefer the Smite LoL esports environment, developer lead, or the Dota 2? So developer lead or third party lead, irrelevant. League versus, not League of Legends, but a league format versus sporadic tournament format. Much prefer the league format. Absolutely. I hate tournament format. I don't watch poker. I don't watch tennis. Boxing sucks. The sport's cool. But I just don't like how you have to follow it. I'm not a fan. I would much rather see a team develop throughout the regular season, go to postseason, and have a finals. Opinions on Venenu's new roster. I haven't seen the whole thing. But I'm excited that Kiki's going back to solo. What do I think of DMs saying Ajax actually needs to go? I don't like it when anybody asks for somebody's livelihood or job because that's how they pay rent. What are your expectations for Noble to split? None. Where's a good place to learn Conquest? Twitch. What do I think about Barracuda? Nice guy. He did what he needed to do this season. He was falling behind. He was getting left behind because of his play style. And this season, he changed his play style. He became the top tier hunter that he has been in the past. How many teams are going to be signed up? No idea. Who is the player that needs to step up the most next season? Weekend. I'm a Diamond Loki with 400 kills, over 10 kills per win. I didn't play when Last Laugh was available. Can I give you a code? No. Was Weekend the problem? Yes. Says Diluted Tamps 312. Do I agree? In that game, Lich versus ALG? Yes. Who do I think Obey will pick up? Asks Obey's coach. Shut up, Hazer. Do I think Snoopy's new team will win open bracket today? I think they have a very strong chance. Is Merlin a god I would like to see in season 4, like a Zeus or Poseidon mage? Merlin isn't a god. Isn't he like King Arthur shit? Allied is trying to play mid on a team. Do I think he can make it? Probably. When is the combine? Do you not know? Questions, where are you? Do I think the old active system is better than the new one? Season 2 actives. We just bought them? Or I like getting an active at level 1 and level 12. There are tons of above average mid laners for EU. Does any NA team have the infrastructure to pick one up, or is that too far fetched for Smite still? I doubt the teams, because you can't play across regions, so they would have to move to North America. It's up to the teams. Personally, I think Smite is maybe almost there. I think PS4 Smite, no. Do I think leaving a slow on Freya was okay since she still had a gap closer with Banish, considering they removed Fatalis from... I do think, yes, because without the slow on Freya's Pulse, Fatalis is required. Now, Fatalis is required on Freya. But theoretically, you can Pulse, slow them down, and then Pulse Irradiate, and da-da-da-da-da. Having required items on characters is not fun, in my opinion. What do I think of Zash UAK? Stevie Beefy's good, and I think his career got stunted because of the ban. I'm excited to see him play this season. Xeno is an ADC, is a hunter player at heart? Sure. What is my opinion on the new startup PTS? I've answered that. Are you guys going to do... I've answered that. What do I think about console pro? I've answered that. Healers. Feels bad, man. I agree. Feel like Chang'e didn't need to be included in the heal blanket nerf. Personally, I agree. I don't think she was touched too hard, though. Do I think Soul Eater is completely broken with 3% of max health? No. What's my issue with Incon? Serious question. I have no issues with Incon. Me and Incon are great friends. I don't think he's a great Smite player. Like, I think there are other players that are better at the game than him. That doesn't mean I have a problem. I am a professional analyst commentator. My job is to objectively look at players and assess their situation, their talent, their ability to perform. Objectively speaking, I think Incon is lukewarm at best when it comes to Smite. Now, if I let my feelings come into play, Incon's the man. I love that dude. He's awesome. He's great for Smite. He's a great friend of mine. He's fun on the desk. So if I let my feelings come into play, sure, I want him to be on the best SPL team ever. But realistically, he is not a top player. It's not my job to be friendly. It's my job to be objective. Do I think in retrospect Incon was overrated in Season 2? Absolutely. What do I think about the Fatalis effect taken off of Sol and Kronos? Wasn't my favorite, but I understand why they did it. Is Energy going to continue to dominate in Season 4? Probably. Does it help? No, absolutely not. How much work goes into commentating? A shitload. An absolute shitload. You got to keep up with all the patches, which is, that is what it is. But you gotta know the players. You got to know behind the scenes the players. You've got to do all of the work for stats behind the scenes. There's a lot of work that goes into commentary. You don't just show up, put on a tie, and say ready, set, go. So, yeah. Do I personally love healers? Do I think the game would be better competitively without them? To a certain extent. Do I think Giannis and Tyr need a nerf? Tyr probably could use a nerf. I don't know how to nerf Giannis. I'll just say that. Who am I expecting to innovate? Divios. Of course, Twas Death. I mean, that's like I said. I mean, that's what I do. I just speak from the heart. And like sometimes it sucks because I'm friends with not all of, but most of the players. Variety famously, like, he probably still hates me. He wasn't exactly super friendly to me at Worlds. He didn't punch me in the face or spit in my food. But I objectively spoke about Variety being bad at the game once upon a time because I objectively thought he was bad. I didn't know Harry Cummings from a hole in the wall. But his play as a Smite player was not good. And I said that many times. And he blocked me on Twitter. He didn't like me. And like, oh well. I would like to be friendly with the players. And I am friendly with most of the players. But at the end of the day, my job is not to be friends with the players. My job is to evaluate them. Zapman and I are great friends, but when he gets shit on, I have to tell everybody that. Oh well. Jeff Hitler was not really good for a majority of last season. He kind of had a dip. And that dude's one of my best friends. Ready to see Snoopy's aimbot Rawa? I'm excited. What's up, Man Ray? Is Neath made a hidden strat for console players? I mean, she can play mid. I don't think that's a, hidden strat. Absolutely not. One of the more popular picks. Favorite and least favorite 4.1 changes. Least favorite change? Hercule. I'm sure if I thought harder, I could go more in depth. Favorite change? I like rituals and I like the little Gold Fury oracles. Any news on a PS4 Pro? No. Do I think Zapman will ever win a championship? Yes. Got to keep grinding. Worst player in Smite's history. I'm going to say EMC because he had to cheat. Thoughts on Wukong buff? I think it just makes more sense. Why the fuck do you want to crit with Sun Wukong? That just doesn't make any sense. That's not what Sun Wukong does. So I think the change was good. E already said they're staying together. Thumbs up. How do I feel about Arlong Shen's cripple being taken away? Thumbs down. I think leaving is slow. Yeah, I think it's fine. Orlando will make playoffs over Knicks. No, they won't. Where should you go for brunch today? Someplace good. My hype for Chapo PC? Absolutely. Thoughts on Mr. Stefan? I liked him. I think he played well. Do I think Get Fisher is the best Absolutely not. Favorite pro player at every role? Favorite, as in people I like to watch. Not the best. Not who I think is the all-star team. Favorite is in I'm going to enjoy watching this game. Mid lane, Yaman. Hunter, Zapman. Support player, Aurora or Raffer. Solo lane, Omega. He counts. Jungle. Ooh, jungle is tough. There's so many fun jugglers to watch. So many fun jugglers to watch. Who is fun to watch in the jungle? I'm blowing my nose again. I don't want to say Andinster. Maybe, I don't want to say Homie Efe either. Huh, let me think, one sec. God. I'm going to come back to the jungle. Remind me. I'll come back to it. But right now, I can't think of one off the top. Mask? I don't know. Pern is interesting to watch, but not my favorite. Cheerio. Boom. Done. Lobster hit it. It's Cheerio. You're 100% right. Yeah, I did answer your question about Weekend Ults. It sucked. What happened to Enemy during Season 3? They took time off when they shouldn't have. They stopped the bike. They fell over. What's my perspective on the changes to cooldown? There's a lot of cooldown in the game right now. Why can't they have more than one map for the game mode? Because the game mode is based on the map. This isn't a shooter. It's a very different style game. Mr. Jarf, thank you for keeping the dream alive with the sub love. How did I get my job? Good question. I just sort of did. I was working like a regular job and found Smite, thought it was dope. I never really streamed before. I streamed my WoW raids for my people that were sitting on the bench. And Smite came out. I thought it was cool. I started to stream it for my friends so they could see my games. And then other people started to watch. Thought that was interesting. By other people, I mean like literally 3 people. So I streamed to 3 people for a while. I did that for more. I came up with First Period. Streamed every day from 7 to 10 on Drybear's channel before Drybear was hired for hires. Way back when. Still had like 10 viewers. And then put my hand in the ring to sort of cast something. I was terrible, but I wasn't the worst. So they gave me a shot. A lot of hard work and grinding to low viewers later. Here I am. When is the open bracket? Starts at 1 p.m. the broadcast. Hell is strong, but she always gets nerfed after they buff her. She never gets to stay balanced. Hell is just like, she's got to be really hard to balance, I imagine. Do I think Giannic was the best player that didn't play last split season? I can't think of who didn't play last season. What are my thoughts on Weekend's decline in jungle? I don't know if he declined. He just didn't play well. I'm from New York and I moved to Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I miss bagels the most. What do I miss the most from New York? Late night anything? Halal. Thoughts on Wukong buff? I think that the change was just more Wukong style. Am I aware of the Tumblr community? I don't follow the Tumblr community at all. Refers to me as F hot. Hey, I'm gonna start following the Tumblr community. Been to the Dutch Myrmidons. I love Half Devil. Any thoughts on the new Magic they have their release? Out of it. Have not seen it. Favorite new item? There's a port one that makes everybody go fast. I think it's really cool. Plan to watch the E-League Major. If I have time, absolutely. How good do you think Ionic is going to perform in his first few matches? Probably very well. Reels is probably, yeah, Gatnor is correct. Reels is probably the best player that didn't play. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Jarf. Making the SPL great again. I have a funny hat, but I can't find it. No one wants to juggle for lobster? Everybody wants to juggle for lobster. Do I think the jungle meta is going to go back to mid-harpy fights? Mid-harpy fights? No. Gold Fury harpy fights and Fire Giant thingamajigger fights? Yes. How good do I think? I think he's going to do well. Young Bay is still on energy, at least his Twitter. Excellent. So instead of invades and having to think right at the start of the game, they made it so you just stand there and lane and awkwardly stare at who you're playing. That's just boring. It's a boring ass change. Okay. High-res versus high-res. Shut up, Yate. Who do I like to see join LG for mid? I don't know. I want to see Nulissa move to America. How about that? Do I think Morrigan is a viable competitive god? I mean, she's buggy as hell. So she probably won't be in competitive for a while. But I think there's a lot of applications. Yeah, those are Magic cards in the background. I'm a big Magic nerd. I haven't been able to play in a couple of expansions or a couple of releases, but you know, it is what it is. Love the voice. Thank you. Why talks like that? I want to meet then. I don't know what you mean. I think Carmelo is better than the Knicks. I don't. Any information about Baskin and Andy? Baskin lives on Long Island. Andy is from New Jersey. I don't know what kind of information you mean. Comments on rumors sending Melo to the Cavs. He's got a no trade clause. I don't think he's going to waive it. How good do I think Ionic? I think Ionic is going to do well. Do I think the Conquest map should be bigger? Maybe a little bit, sure. Why isn't Spider-Man bad? No idea. How big is my wiener? Pretty big. I think Funball's team will make it. I think Funball will probably have a good team. Any thoughts on any Challenger Cup players that can step up? I mean, I always look at Data Remember. I always look at Famous Hate. I'm less familiar with the European Challenger Cup these days. Why isn't Hi-Rez released any news about the Season 4 console? I don't know. Thank you very much for the happy birthday, Santa Man. What card do I want to see more played this season? Thanatos. I think there was a contract. I don't know about a contract or anything like that. Why was Tier and Giannis not banned? No clue. No idea. Salva's out for a split. That's what he said. Yep. How much jams? No idea about that stuff. My opinion, do I think Emilito is really the best hunter? No. But he's the best hunter for his team. Why is it Hi-Rez? I have no idea. Do I think Giannis needs a nerf? I don't know how to nerf Giannis because the essence of his kit is what makes him so good. One thing I'm trying to improve considering my casting. I'm generally trying to improve just overall clarity. I want to be able to provide analysis without going on these long harangues like I usually do. My opinion, no, I don't. Do I think Smite has a lack of people that can play Smite to the highest ability? The player pool is small, sure. Does Latam have a chance? Yes. Do I think Chapo is better than any current SPL jugglers? Yes. Thank you so much, iWinters. I appreciate the love. Do I think the new Scotty skin will be banned? I absolutely hope so. That's walking animation is really annoying. Please make a high-res calendar set with the staff cosplay. They did last year. Any opinions on what shirt you should buy from Into the AM? Anything. I don't like the full print stuff, but I like some of their hats and shit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how developed do you think the Smite Pro scene is? Depends on what you mean by developed. Stupid Yannick Shore team. I am excited to see Shore work in the SPL. Just another console player coming to PC. Love it. Do I think Dust has potential as a pro? I don't know if he takes the game that seriously. I'm not that sure. How do I see chances Energy winning third SWC in a row? We have no idea who their competition is going to be. When does the split start? February 16th. Captain's better in solo or jungle. Depends on who's playing it. Homie F Eager. Thoughts? I think DJ's playing. Where do I think Incon will end up? On Twitch.tv. How much will Season 4 ticket cost? I don't know. I love UF Swag. Thank you very much. LG the Boosh. What time do games start today? 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who is the best ADC player in Smite? Yeesh. I don't know. Maybe Barracuda. I bought the Founders Pack for Paladins. I never got a Fernando skin. Dude, I have no idea. Hit up support. Thoughts on adding Kolel Keb, Mayan Goddess of Bees? Sure. Bees. Who did I pick on my team? Zapman or Barra? Depends on who is playing on the rest of my team, in all honesty. I think I go with Barra most of the time, but if I need a hard carry, I go with Zapman. Am I unable to explain the Hog changes? Explain them as in what is it? Hog is a 30-second cooldown if you kill a jungle camp. It's a much longer cooldown if you don't. They don't affect Fire Giant, Gold Fury, or the Portal Demon. And when you upgrade it, you get a stun. Am I able to explain the whys? No, I'm not a designer. Do I think Dust? I don't know how. Will all of Amada skins be redone? Probably not. Would like to see cross-platform play be a thing, not professionally. Top 5 MVP players at Worlds. I think Variety should have gotten MVP. Are you the best god in Smite? Absolutely. What do I think competitive Smite scene is currently missing? More people like Raffer. My favorite SPL sub? Fear no. I gotta. 1 sec, guys. I'm on the end of my medicine, which theoretically means I'm on the end of my sickness, which is pretty sweet. Hopefully. How do I feel about Eagles' performance at Worlds? I think they underperformed. I was really upset. I would have loved to see them in the finals. What do I think about the Hercule 3? Not my favorite change. Should Variety have gotten MVP over Emilito? I think so. I don't think MVP should always go to the winning team, and that is a hot topic all over the place. Thoughts on the sprint changes? Probably strong. Mets or Yankees? I was brought up in a Yankee household, but I live very close to Queens, or I lived very close to Queens, so I have a lot of like Mets in my blood. So I'm one of those guys that does say yeah, both, but I root for the Yankees when they play each other. The fact that you said you need to be objective is one of the best things I've seen come out of this scene lately. I mean, that's my job. Like I said, I mean, I'm not friends with all the players, but oh well. Not my job to be friends. Who do I like more, Derek Jeter or Mariano Rivera? I like both, but Derek Jeter's the captain. Will anti-heel changes hurt Thanatos? I don't think so. Panface1 has joined the party. I fucking hate that guy. I'm going to ban him. Thank you for subbing, but I'm going to take your money and ban you. He's already banned in this room. Excellent. Thanks for your money. Favorite moment of 2016, either IRL or Smite related. I did not enjoy 2016. Thanks, friends. Of course. Do I have two jobs? No, I work for Twitch and Hi-Rez. So sort of, but not really. I just work for Smite. What's my opinion on Cyclone Spin? Quiet guy. He's cool. Love the beard? Thanks. Thought I'd do something different. Should Variety have gotten MVP over Emilito? Yeah, I think so. Do I ever see tournaments for PS4? No. Should we nerf every goddamn Yost plays? Absolutely. How bad is Vedium? Asks Vedium. Vedium's good when he cares. What do I think about adding a sound to Giannis Ult? Sure. Where do I want my career in esports to go? Up. Am I happy where I am, or do I have a goal in trying to get to? I love commentary. I love commentating Smite. And Smite is growing, so I'm happy to come along for the ride. If Smite ever stagnates, which I hope it doesn't, Smite's one of my favorite games, I will probably look to move to bigger and better things. But for right now, Smite's growing. I'm happy to be a part of it, its growth. How bad is Mask? Asks Mask. He's okay. Is this the same hoodie you used to wear every other first period? Probably. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. What do I think about Scary D? I was extremely impressed by his improvement. It was very important for LG to have Scary D actually play well. Thoughts on iRaffer? One of my favorite players in all of esports. Love the attitude. Love the drive. Love the commitment. Love the play style. Thoughts on the DH in baseball? I like the fact that there are two leagues in baseball, with one with a DH, one with not. But pitchers should hit. Fatalis got Penn. Yes, it did. Energy has proven that they are the best. If they win Worlds, do I think it would be bad for Smite? I don't think it was bad for Smite as long as it's competitive. If they 3-0 Worlds next year, it's probably not the greatest. Rituals OP? No. Does it ever get boring to you knowing that Energy will most likely win SWC again? You can't say that because you don't even know who's going to be playing. Would increasing Giannis' cooldown on his 2 or 1 be a good nerf in my eyes? Probably is Portal, sure. Who's the EMC? He was the guy that played in Season 1 for a team called Thirst. They were abysmal. Shoutouts to Wolfie. He was on that team. And their mid-laner EMC got banned forever for playing with a wall hack. Do I think top teams would improve more if they lived in team houses? No. Had multiple coaches, staff dedicated to ensuring that they didn't necessarily have to review VODs? Yes. Best pro player in every role? That's tough. They're all team dependent. Do I think MLC will find a team with his toxicity? With him taking a split off? Yes. Where's Boosh? Playing Rocket League. I have no idea. Last time I ate a gyro. Gyro. Months ago. Who do I think is the best player? I don't know, man. That's tough. It's dependent on the team. Based purely on showmanship and not on the team played in the SPL. Who's my favorite team to watch playing at their highest potential? Eager. If Omega decided to come back and play again, do you think he could find his way on a top team? Easily. Easily. We could ever hit a Thor ult in Season 4. Maybe one. What's the most interesting strat I've tried in playtesting season 4? Mage jungles. Mage jungles are really fun. Do you know any chance about information about Xbox? No, I don't. Sorry. How do I feel about Egan's performance? I think they underplayed. Divios is the best soul laner in your eyes. When he plays gods, you can damage that. When he plays gods like Terra, what do you think? Divios plays well as a carry, sure. Do I think weakens lack of mechanical skill affects it? Sure. Let's roll down. Favorite ult in the game? Naja ult. I love that ult. It's so much fun. There are any non-high-risk casters I'd love to see get a chance? Machine's not a caster. He's a host. But that's not what you're asking. Like amateur level casters? Not particularly at the moment. Not particularly at the moment. Chance of getting sand switching god that isn't Norse? I don't think it's a Norse thing necessarily. I don't think Matty Pocket would come back. What changes do I not like about season 4? Hercule. Would I mind mapping out a Smite Pro season? Like from now to SWC, what's in between? So there's 3 splits, Obey Bitter. Basically 3 mini seasons, all of which are of different lengths. The spring split will be 6 weeks. At the end of that split, the top 2 teams go on to a LAN. The bottom teams play to keep their spot. Relegations come in. That's how teams get into the SPL. You go in the Challenger Cup, which is an open bracket situation, and you're able to play up, and then you play against the worst SPL teams, and if you win, you get to the SPL. El Chapo is coming to PC Smite. Best personality out of the pro players? I love iRaffer. Opinion on Cyclospin. He's good. What changes do I not like in season 4? Herc heal. Thoughts on Giannis, or the basketball player Giannis. Very good. Like the Greek Freak is the next thing. Happy birthday, you fat egg. Thank you, Anatoly. Did I catch the Cavs game? I did not. Will there be a Smite Combine this year? I absolutely hope so. What do you think about MLC taking a year off? Probably a good move. Data remembers unskilled on Steam. I like that. Thank you for the kind words about first period. Durgius, I see you out there. I will probably not get a chance to watch the NFL conference games. I'll be casting. Do I think changes to anti-heal will hurt Thanatos? No. Who do I think is the best player? That depends on the team. What do I think about VNT's performance yesterday? Very good. Best god of the game? Giannis-ish. Favorite out of meta god? Thanatos doesn't count anymore, so I don't know. Do I think Cyclospin is still one of the best solo laners? I think he's good. One of the best is tough. Really old news, but that's my opinion on Obey. Oh, the org? I don't know anything about the org, to be honest with you. Do I think Freya's in a good place right now? I think she's fine. Why do players think that Soul's useless when I don't like Soul. I don't like Soul. I think there are a lot of better picks. I think that her wave clear is cute, but other hunters do that. She destroys towers, but other hunters do that. I'm not a big fan of Soul. Unless Barracuda's playing it. Favorite player? PBM said bitch. That was funny. Thoughts on Mighty Pot coming back? Probably won't do it. Do I think this is going to be the best year for Smite Esports? Yeah. With the viewership that we had at Worlds, absolutely. I really think so. Are the brackets announced yet? I don't think so. Deadpool or Wolverine? Deadpool. Run the duels 1, 2, or 3? Either 1 or 3. Andy being mid later for Hobie? Should work. Do I think InCon can be a full-time analyst or caster? Probably not. Hebo, forgotten character. No, he gets played. In certain situations. He needs a lot of peel, but he's very strong. Does it feel good to be back? It really feels good to be back to first period. And yes, first period every Sunday. The only reason it didn't happen was because my computer was broken. Now that it's fixed, we're Gucci. What god do I want to see more of the SPL? Hebo. How do I feel about jungle grass or mist for invades? What? My thoughts on lack of an NA good NA solo lane. Yeah, it sucks, dude. Thoughts on LG splitting up after almost beating Energy? They're not splitting up. They're making adjustments to the roster and probably good ones. People are asking why I roasted Panface. He's a deplorable human being. Will I be playing more ranked in season 4? Probably. Have I heard the new Swain album? No. Best memer in SPL. Don't care. Please cut my hair again. I like it long right now. Maybe later. Should Marvels be on a team? No. How washed up is Darren Hughes on a scale from 10 to 10? 10. Thoughts on DM Brandon? I'm good friends with him. He's an aggressive dude. Thoughts on the season 3 prize pool being half of it was in season 2? It's not. It's spread out more. It's just spread out more. Do I know if any major changes will come to the PTS? Probably. I have a fun-rooting bug to report. Loki and Bakasura is still in the game. I agree. That's lame. Why are EU and Meta and NA Meta so different? Because there are isolated leagues. Thoughts on the new purple buff? I like it. I think it's fun. Auras are cool, and I think it's cool to have a support buff. Who do I want to see go to the Super Bowl? Don't care. Will a console player from last season switch to SPL, make an SPL roster? Yes. In which split do I see MLC coming back? I don't know. I don't want to put a timetable on it. Whenever he gets there. Who's the best caster? Me. Duh. Did Best Anubis pick at Worlds cost eager wins? No. What is my favorite Pantheon? Mayan. What is my favorite ice cream flavor? Not really into ice cream, but pistachio or the purple one. Black raspberry. Was funny when you lost your voice at Worlds. No, it wasn't. It was one of the worst moments of my entire life. I was very depressed. It wasn't funny at all. Opinion on Zero's Aphrodite yesterday. It's pretty good. We see more crazy hairstyles. Absolutely. I don't believe in doing the same thing over and over again. Being stale is not for me. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Warriors at Magic in 30 minutes. Who wins? Warriors, easily. Will anyone grow a beard? So this is the first time I've ever really grown my beard out. I'm really enjoying it. Is this year? My year. Do I think energy can be stopped? Yes. How do you make Opwash work in Conquest? You don't pick them. How many ex-pro players actually have a real impact on balance and high res? It's obvious some of the balance changes weren't really thought about more than a number standpoint. Not many. Can you rank the best non-high res casters? D6, D6, D6. Have I considered learning how to play the game before casting pro matches? Blaze, have you considered not being a fucking asshole? And it looks like we're there. Look at that. Yeah, shouts to Blaze being a fucking asshole. That's where we're going to end it. I'm going to go get changed. And we're going to get ready for the broadcast. 1 p.m. today, twitch.tv/HighResTV. And we're going to check out the North American scene and how it works. I appreciate all the sub love. Appreciate the people that threw down money. That's excellent. Even you, Panface, I don't really appreciate you, but I will take your $5 a month. Shouts to that guy. How do I think Taco did on the analyst desk? Fucking amazing. I think she crushed it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. You guys are the best. I'll be here again next week, Sunday. We'll have a little bit more to talk about. And of course, as the season goes on, the show will generally get longer and longer because we just have more to talk about. Right now, there's just teams up in the air. Who knows who's playing for what? We got to see what the actual league will wind up with. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later tonight. I probably won't be chilling. But tomorrow, I'll be streaming all week just for funsies. And then, of course, first period every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This channel. Mark it on your cell phones or some shit. Thanks for watching. Peace. And much love to you.